Hey, if you've hit play on this podcast, chances are you're not really sure what you want to do with your life. Or maybe you do have a stable job, the paycheck comes in, everything looks fine from the outside, but deep down, something just doesn't feel right. It's like you're going through the motions, but nothing really clicks. Sound familiar? You're not alone. In fact, most people, especially between their 20s and 30s, are living in that strange in-between state. Not rock bottom, not thriving. You look around, and everyone seems to be doing something, building startups, jumping into tech, running courses, moving to Bali, and living the so-called dream. And you're doing all the right things, but it still feels off. Like you're not quite where you're meant to be. Let's talk about that today. Let's talk about how to figure out what you actually want to do with your life. No fluffy motivational talk. No just follow your passion nonsense. Real, practical insights. Let's go. You know one of the biggest lies we've been sold? That your calling is some mythical object you're supposed to find. Like a hidden treasure. That somewhere out there, there's this one true path meant just for you. And if you don't find it, you've failed. That's BS. Life isn't like Netflix. You don't just scroll through categories until one of them screams, "This is Emmy." The truth is, most of us don't find our thing. We create it, often without realizing it at first. So, why don't you know what you want? Because you've never had space to figure it out. From childhood, we're told to be smart, successful, to get into a good school, get a real job, don't embarrass yourself, don't end up like that cousin with no degree, don't be like that girl who opened an Etsy store after quitting her office job. Everything we were taught was rooted not in curiosity, but in fear. Fear of failure. Fear of being different. Fear of making the wrong choice. But here's the hard truth. As long as you're afraid to make the wrong choice, you'll never find the right one. Okay. Let's say you're serious about figuring this out. What do you actually do? Step 1. Stop thinking. Start noticing. You won't logic your way into your life's purpose. Logic is a tool for analyzing, not discovering. You need to start paying attention to your energy. Your curiosity. Your attention. Think back. When was the last time you were doing something and completely lost track of time? Maybe you were fixing your bike, writing a fiery post online, helping a friend with their resume, teaching your grandma how to use WhatsApp. Doesn't matter what it was. What matters is, you were fully in it. That's the trail. That's your inner compass speaking. Follow it. Start a curiosity journal. Here's a super simple, powerful exercise. For 2 weeks, keep a curiosity journal. Every time you feel genuinely interested in something, even if it's random, write it down. Maybe you watched a documentary on pencil manufacturing and were fascinated. No, that doesn't mean you're destined to start a stationery brand. But it shows your brain lit up. Your interest was sparked. That matters. After a few weeks, look back. You'll see patterns. Maybe you're drawn to visuals, or teaching, or order and systems, or deep thinking. These are clues. The trap most people fall into. Here's a big trap, trying to figure out what to do based on what will make money or look impressive. That's the wrong lens. Because it focuses on outcomes, not alignment. True work, your work, isn't what makes you successful. It's what you're willing to suffer for. what you're willing to fail at, what you return to even when it's hard. You won't put up with struggle for something you don't care about. But if it's something that lights you up, you'll move mountains. Now, here's a weird one. What's your jealousy? Yup. Jealousy is just admiration you don't want to admit. If you feel annoyed at a content creator talking about mindfulness, or your friend who quit to become a photographer, or that guy starting his third startup even though he seems clueless, it might not be them you're mad at. It might be their freedom, their courage, their clarity. So instead of brushing it off, get curious. What exactly about that triggers me? What do I secretly wish I had the guts to do? Because jealousy is just another compass. You don't have to have just one thing. Let me tell you something nobody told you in school. You don't have to have one lifelong passion. You're allowed to have seasons. You can teach in your 20s, move into design in your 30s, start a coffee shop in your 40s, and write books in your 50s. This isn't being lost. It's being alive. You evolve. Your work can evolve with you. Stop trying to figure out what to do with your whole life. Just figure out what feels right now. Don't wait for the idea. People wait for a thunderbolt, an epiphany, a magic sentence. This is it. That won't come. Not in your head. It comes from trying things. Getting your hands dirty. Making stuff. Seeing what clicks. Start small. Quietly. Privately. Want to write? Write 5 blog posts. Don't even publish them. Just test it. Do you enjoy thinking about structure, rhythm, words? Want to film videos? Make 3. Edit them on your phone. Don't worry about views or gear or niche. Want to help people? Find 2 friends and help them, for free. See what it feels like. Only action reveals truth. You don't need to be the best. Another big mental block. There are already so many people better than me at this. So what? You don't need to be first, or best, or unique. You need to be honest. If you love it, if it energizes you, start. People will connect with your energy, not your credentials. Forget work for a while. Here's something radical. Stop thinking in terms of a job or career. Ask instead, where do I feel most useful? To others. To a process. To a space. To an idea. To a community. Example, someone who loves organizing info could be an editor, or a project manager, or a content strategist. Someone who loves visuals could go into design, video, fashion. Someone who loves digging deep might go into psychology, research, coaching. You're not looking for a title. You're looking for a state of being. You have the right to explore. This is the part people rarely say out loud. You have the right to not know yet. The world wants you to pick a lane. Have a plan. Be on track. If you're still figuring it out, they call you lost. But you're not lost. You're honest. And that's brave. It takes courage to not settle. To keep listening. To search for something real. So, figuring out what you want to do isn't a moment of clarity. It's a long, messy, human journey. You start by noticing. Following energy. Testing ideas. Learning from what feels right and what doesn't. And eventually, you'll look back and realize You were already becoming it all along. I can't tell you what your thing is, but I can promise this: you already carry the clues. You just have to stop ignoring them. And yes, you're allowed to begin now. Even if you're scared. Even if you're 30. Even if your degree says something else. Even if you tried before and it didn't work out. As long as you're breathing, you're allowed to try again. Thanks for hanging out with me today. See you in the next episode.